investigations. And I mentioned this because Beth talks about the skepticism that that the Brooks family and that so many others in the community have.
Can you hold me on the signal 88? 960 Spring Street, Opium, until 04.
Reynolds called for patience earlier today. He
through the radio.
said that the public should not rush to judgment. And I'm going to quote him here. He said that we realize there is a tremendous amount of emotion and passion involved in these cases, and certainly in the way the environment is only enhanced. I would just respectfully ask the public to wait a minute. So a plea there that does not seem to have gone over well with the folks that were involved in the burning at Wendy's tonight, because police responded there to this Wendy's about 10:30 p.m. Saturday evening. 125 University Avenue is the address there, and this is the site of where the police showed up last night after they got a complaint about someone sleeping in their car and backing up traffic at the drive-through window of this Wendy's. You would think that this may be something that police have had to deal with in the past, and you wonder, along with the attorneys who've asked the question, why did a man have to die because he had fallen asleep in his car in the parking lot of a fast food place?
I think that's the question a lot of people are asking me tonight. They're on social media. But let's head back out to the protest where we have about 200 people, according to Yasmina Alston, who can also give us an update as to what has developed in the last few minutes. Yasmina?
Yeah, Brittany, so it almost looks like the crowd grew a little bit more in the last 10 minutes or so, but we're still seeing that dialogue, those conversations between Atlanta police officers and then the protesters who were here. An idea where we are, we're not far from that Wendy's, and it actually looks like over here some of the officers with the shields have moved up a little bit from where they were. If I'm looking over there, yeah, it looks like they've moved up a little bit. I think that's closer to where Bo Beth is. But again, we're seeing that dialogue between officers and protesters out here right now. The majority of people are in this area where we're at now compared to earlier when they were in the intersection not far from here and closer to that Wendy's that we saw was on fire and is, of course, destroyed tonight. Brittany?
And Yasmina, just being on the ground there, we know that things can change very quickly, going from calm to chaotic. The officers wearing the gas masks, and is there any indication that things can escalate to maybe tear gas or something else?
Yeah, some of them have the face shields on. I don't see... well, we've got a couple over here to my right that do have those gas masks on. As far as what we're thinking is going to happen, I'm really not sure. And Brittany, again, this is very similar to what we saw when we first started covering the protest, where we just don't know what's going to happen next, where from 1 minute to the next things change and happen so quickly. So we're just sort of waiting to see what does happen, waiting to see if police are making a move, or waiting to see if any of the protesters are making a move. But again, right now, there's just that dialogue happening.
All right, well, dialogue is good. It's better than confrontation and violence. Yasmina, stand by. Earlier Saturday, we heard from the family of Rayshard Brooks, who we now know is a father of 3 young children, one of whom was celebrating a birthday this weekend, one of his 3 daughters. Let's take a listen to some of that sound from earlier Saturday.
I just think, for me, the most hurtful thing for me is to watch the video, wake up and watch that video. And I got 2 little boys. They see the same video. That's their cousin. That's what hurts so much. I thought Atlanta was higher than that. I thought we was bigger than that.
And then you hear from one of the cousins of Rayshard Brooks, and you see the anguish and the upset. What did he say at the end? I thought Atlanta was better. Is that what he said?
It was hard to make out. Honestly, I was just really taken back by his emotion. And that's the emotion that we're seeing from so many people, especially in the Black community. In really just the past few weeks, we are getting into hour 3 of our coverage. We have passed 24 hours of protests here in Atlanta.
Change this
We've
to
been
39
protesting in
and
Atlanta
connect it
for
with the
weeks
case number
now.
that we're on
Again,
right
things
now.
calmed
They're both
down,
in
but
the same
tonight they
location.
have ramped up. And as Yasmina Alston just told us, more protesters have descended upon that intersection just in front of the Wendy's where all of this went down. That's at University Avenue. Look at this woman right here you see on your screen. Her fist is high in the air. These protesters are not going anywhere, and they weren't going anywhere when we saw them shut down the highway around 9 o'clock today, and they shut that highway down for about an hour and a half. So this protest really has just continued to develop throughout the night, as you can see right now on our GDOT camera. The highway is now clear. Traffic is now moving, but that was not the scene just a few hours ago as police had to move in, advancing towards protesters in their shields, in their helmets, really ready to take down